Let's take a minute to look at course management systems or learning management systems. You may hear that term used interchangeably. You may hear CMS, LMS. No matter what it is, a course management system or learning management system, those are interchangeable. So you may be asking yourself, all right, what is it and why is this something you're telling me about? Well, a course management system or learning management system is a system or program that a school uses to deliver course material to the student. The system, normally, and I haven't seen one, that it doesn't need to be installed like a piece of software on your computer. I have yet to see one that has been, at least of the most popular ones, but it can be accessed through the school's website and through the internet. So that breaks down any technological problems that you may have if you're installing a software or anything. So they get rid of that by having it being accessed directly through the website online there. So while aesthetically and functionality wise, there are some differences in all these types of systems. It's basically like having many different types of brands of cars. One car may have heated seats and the other may not, but they all have four wheels. So the core areas are going to be the same no matter what learning management system you will be using, and we're going to look at those core areas. Something I tell you about a grade book just generally can be used in many different functionalities and many different systems, and we'll look at specifically how to navigate through some of the most popular systems, specifically how to post an announcement, do the grade book, and other like the 500 level videos to help get you through that. But the core areas that we look at as far as gradebook announcements and things like that, and the functionality of those will be ideally and similar in the fashion. So let's take a look at some of the most common course management or learning management systems. So when you hear that, you're like, hey, I've heard that before, or if you've taught an online class before, or maybe you've taken an online class before, these are terms that, or brands that you've probably heard before, and if not, that's no big deal. One of the most common ones that is being used this day, I think in about 80 to 90% of the classes I teach, probably about 80, is e-college. This is one that I've seen a lot of schools move from other learning management systems to. A lot of people seem to like it, a lot of students like it and like the functionality. But that is one of the most common, and a lot of the samples that I'll provide you are with e-college. But we'll look at all aspects of the other ones as well. Another one is Blackboard, which recently bought WebCT, so they're kind of commingled there. But Blackboard is another popular one. Angel is one that has progressed over the last few years, is becoming one of the more common ones used for some of the schools. Moodle is one that you see. It's easy to use, it's a cost effective for schools to set up, something that we could use to set up and we could use in like training classes and things like that, but really easy to set up, and the functionality may not be the same as others, but again, the core areas are the same. And I touched on WebCT, how that was just bought by Blackboard, and you may also run into one that are, I'll call them homemade, for lack of a better term, like the University of Phoenix or Axia. They use their own system. They don't use any of the e-college, Blackboard, or Angel. They've developed their own system, but they've done this to be able to customize it the way that they want and to reduce costs, because people have to pay to use these systems and these services, so they can save cost by creating their own system and customize it as well. So there's nothing wrong with creating your own. I'm sure it's very time consuming, but you may run into that. That's the only school I've really seen that has done that, but you may see it. So again, this isn't an inclusive list of all the learning management systems, but it's a look at an introduction to some of the most common ones that you'll see during your time teaching online. And again, we'll have some breakdowns of each specific one and how-tos in the 500 levels, but when we talk about an area of a classroom, knowing what system you use is not necessarily that important when you're looking at how to grade a paper. It's maybe how to get that paper back to the student is what you need to look at. So we'll also cover that. But when we look at the core areas, those are similar in all learning management systems.